right, so we're talking about the shock and awe that comes with collapse. And talking about the drug supply line. The prescription drug, talking about the serotonin reuptake inhibitors, your antidepressants, your the synthetic heroin that everybody's on, this Oxycontin and Percocets. When those supply lines break down and these people have these mental breakdowns, that kind of brought that to the forefront for me, thinking about how much of this drug is accessible. And it pisses me off that they vilify cannabis so much. And now we've got Colorado and who was it? Washington State.
There's a couple.
Yeah, Washington State just legalized it for recreational use. In Delaware, it has the medical use, but Charles Oberle, the federal prosecutor for the area, said if any state employee does anything with it, I'm going to charge you. Like he runs the whole thing. To hell with all the voters, to hell with the legislature, to hell with the governor that signed the bill. Charles Oberle dictates policy in Delaware, and Beau Biden didn't say a damn thing because he's a wimp. He is a punk. He is an absolute punk. So what else is going on? $36 trillion worth of the paper certificates they've got a how many story building in New York. There's a flood coming. Where do you put the most important documents representing $36 trillion worth of wealth? What do you do with it? You put it in the basement. And you're already, 10, 20 feet below sea level? And the basement's 50 stories below sea. Everything is underwater. So now we have all the paper trail destroyed. Now all it takes is a little computer bug, a little Israeli or US DARPA Stuxnet's computer virus, or, oh wait, the Iranians did it, right? Is that going to be the excuse? The Iranians did it? Yep, I guess it'll be the Iranians that will attack our destroyed insolvent banks and wipe everybody's account out. And now that the paper trail is destroyed, a little blip in that, or a solar flare, or an EMP, it wipes out all that stuff. So,
fresh start.
Yeah, one of the points I wanted to make, and I like commenting on Silver Doctor's website. Shout out to the doc, man. You got the best website for up-to-date news and being on top of things. You guys are awesome. But where was I going? I don't know. Oh, an ounce of silver, because you hold it in your hand, it's something that you tangibly hold, could be worth more than someone's entire stock portfolio, because there's no electricity. And your paper is in the basement, underwater, in a 50-story. You could have put it up at the top, where it could have been helicoptered off somewhere safer, if the paper means that much. But no, we got electronic blips in a computer. Where are those computers? Underwater too, Where's the servers? B3. Right next to the generator, right? The New York hospital, they lost their generator. It wasn't in the basement. They at least were smart enough to do that, but it still was damaged or wouldn't start. After Katrina, that crap is still going on. Wow. It's crazy, man. And another point that I made here recently was, even if we do hold this metal, if we don't have basic needs met, food, fuel, electricity, the metals that we hold aren't worth really much. Unless somebody is holding in excess and is willing to separate with it, man, the basic essentials are going to far outweigh, just look if you're a guy with a pocket full of silver in northern New Jersey or Staten Island right now. What are those guys? I'll tell you what, gas stations, I guarantee you gas stations will still take the silver for it if you have any kind of an informed gas station attendant, because you will always be able to buy oil on the open market for silver. If you make the offer, I'll give you so many tons of silver for so many barrels of oil, man, that you'll have a seller of oil. No doubt about that. But, you know, as far as food and what else? Food and being able to generate our own electricity, I think, is one of the big things. And I like the prospect of these magnet motors. And look up the Wardenclyffe Tower, Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower. The thing is a little scary, if you ask me. The Wardenclyffe Tower. Okay. That's that tower we were talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
That you put one North Pole, South Pole, Amsterdam, China, and in New York, and tap into the ionosphere. And we already know we're using HAARP to tap into the ionosphere and heat it up and do all kind of funky stuff.
Yeah.
So the energy patents are there where we can provide free electricity, and that's going to be the game changer. You got Gerald Slaney talking about that. As good Lord, could we be talking about a white swan event, where instead of a bad thing happening in a black swan, you got a white swan where everybody is able to tap into free energy. But we just we gotta elect people. You know, everybody didn't want to go vote because they're both a couple of shitheads. Yeah, and so what we stayed home. We had an option. Every last one of us could have gone over there and still hit the liver for Gary Johnson. You want to buck the system and piss him off, give him over 10% so they can't deny him, the libertarian candidate, they can't deny him access to the debate in the next cycle. You know, it takes steps, and part of the awakening is to get people to think out of the box and think outside of these two parties. And by staying home, yeah, you're saying you don't care, but you know, both sides are corrupt, and they can do whatever they want with the voter fraud too.
Right.
But you know, damn it, 1% of the population went and voted for the third guy. You know, that just shows you how, you know.
Yeah, we can go.
Man, you know what? In the last go around, I voted for McCain. I felt like shit because I knew he would have been worse.
Right.
And the more I think about it, the more I think that in certain ways, Romney would also be worse. Obama might be coming for the guns, but we're not invading China and Russia
Right.
under Romney. We're starting a hot currency war. Well, that's going to happen anyways.
We don't need no war.
No, this is enough. The only way you go to war is if you have a segment of the population that's growing food and producing electricity and producing fuel and willing to take paper for it. Because the only way you can pay for a war, because there's no production out of war unless you just go and seize someone else's assets.
Right.
And that's basically what we come down to. But if the soldiers don't accept the paper, because the soldiers will always accept the paper because they can go home and they can buy their food, fuel, and electricity with it. It all stems from the original production of the necessities
Of life, yeah.
food, fuel, and electricity. If those producers, and because there's monopolies created in all of these sectors, and we can't produce our own stuff, that's what we have to start producing in every backyard. Food, fuel, and electricity. Have your solar panels, your wind generator, and your magnet motor, and you know, build and learn from other people around you, and then and brew and fuel. We can use our plant waste to brew fuel and get it down to alcohol. and developed a hydrogen generator to accompany that in the vehicles. Man, it's out there. We just got to do it ourselves. Stop investing in 401ks where you're taking lock your money up in these monopolies and feeding the system. You vote in a couple of ways with your money, where you keep your money, what you do with it, and then
there's all kinds of ways out of this thing. It's just there's no way you can get a national way. You can't get that many people to do it all. Everybody's on their own page, whatever's going on in their lives at that time, influences what they do and how they vote. You know what I mean?
too worried about getting that next paycheck. Yeah, that's what sucks, is it's going to take a destruction of the currency before people are like, wait a second, if I just go home, you know what I'm saying? I just have a garden, and everybody has a garden, and we have some kind of electricity. You know, we don't have to run fridges and freezers and, 24 hours in order for them to make it. We run them part-time on generators and brew the fuel to run the generator, or have it solar. You know what I'm saying? There's all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of stuff where we're not relying on the system. But one of the things is we've got to have freedom from the regulation. We've got to have our damn property rights.
You'll always have people that say, you can't have a bunch of pigs running around, somebody's going to get sick. It'll start an outbreak, and then it'll poison everybody's pigs. Well, that doesn't happen. We're all together right now.
Level 4 bioweapons plants all over the country, and genetically modified food, and aspartame, and these fields of poisonous corn and soy. That's not causing the problem. It's the pig farmer, right?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, this is what people think.
You know what? If somebody gets sick, then yeah, the pig farmer's liable. But it's on a per-person basis. And that's what the courts are for.
Right. They don't see what's wrong with it.